also mentioned that, yes, while we do try to do public faith, we also have to work it out locally. Why is it so important to keep the local in perspective as we go about living it out publicly?
And pick one reason.
There's so much I can tell. You're just filled with it. You just want to get after it. I can tell it, Matt. You're just ready to go here, and I love it.
We are sold a bill of goods that bigger and broader is better. And everything in our culture, everything in our technological developments is pushing us to see, hey, this new technology promises to get our message broader and farther and wider at the expense of being embodied, proximate, and relational. And I think one of the things that we see over and over and over through the pages of Scripture is that ministry, discipleship, evangelism, and church happen in the dirt and dust of the local environment. And it's life on life, it's life change, and we can institute policies at a governmental level that can change some of the conditions, but certainly can't change hearts. And heart change happens in relationship where we're covenanted together. And I mean, even the privilege of serving as an elder in my church, and one of the things that we talk about as we interview new members as they're coming in is that we see membership and discipline as hand in glove. But when we think discipline, we think of, kind of the worst extremes, the excommunication, disfellowship, or whatever. But the reality is, when we talk about discipline, we're saying I need a body of believers to point out the places where my flesh is still showing, where Christ needs to be brought out in me. And part of my sanctification is brothers and sisters who are willing to come to me and be like, Matt, we covenanted to display the gospel, and I just have to tell you, brother, like, this part of your life, I don't see the gospel coming through in there. And I need to have the disposition to receive that at this one-on-one level in order that we better communally can manifest the truth that we've been called up into, the truth of the story of Scripture, that God has created a redeemed people and his kingdom is advancing despite all evidence to the contrary. And that's not going to happen with some national policy, but it's going to happen when I'm dealing rightly with the people that I'm rubbing shoulders with day in and day out. And that's not to dissuade us from having an involvement in political broader mechanisms. I mean, certainly we can use whatever the Lord affords us as a responsibility and opportunity to speak into, but our hope is not in some broad big box microwave fix, but it's in the slow work of seeing the gospel take root in every area of my life as I seek to help cultivate that in the lives of those that I've covenanted in relationship with.